Hello and good day, Hellgate citizens. I'm Naisha Baker, broadcasting from Hellgate High. Today we will be discussing about nuclear weapons and space warfare. Nuclear weapons have been on people's mind ever since they were first invented, worrying most U.S. citizens. What happens if terrorists get a hold of these nuclear weapons? Will they use them? Now to Aiden Owens for more information.
Thank you, Naisha. We all know how destructive nuclear weapons can be. Just look at the two cities that were destroyed in one blow in World War II. Today, we look at one country in particular that either owns or is in the process of manufacturing a nuclear bomb. One country to name off is Iran. Back in the 1950s, the nuclear program took off, with the United States being its first and main supplier. This program was also based on a bargain between the U.S. and the developing states. The U.S. provided research, reactors, fuel, and scientific training to developing countries. Eventually, Iran looked into producing nuclear bombs. They do now possess the power to make nuclear bombs, of course. Now, the president of Iran believes that it will go against his belief and his religion. Iran in recent years does not plan on using nuclear bombs for warfare. Since then, the program has been on hold since 1979 due to the Iran Revolution. The country has also been held accountable for investing into terrorism in the past decade and a half. The Iran government stated that these groups that they so-called supported are to be national liberation movements. They have the right to defend themselves, as stated by the Iranian government. The revolution was planned to overthrow the government, and during this chaos, 52 American citizens were taken hostage. This lasted about 444 days, from November 4th, 1979 to January 20th, 1981. Iran has remained interested in nuclear technology. Trump had announced that the U.S. will be violating the nuclear agreement with Iran, JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, since Iran has been using nuclear technology, but there has been no real proof of this. However, allied countries shall still keep the agreement with Iran. Should Iran be able to have nuclear weapons or not? Now to Blake Astor with space warfare.
Thanks, Aiden. Space warfare has been an idea since World War I. People didn't really bother it because they thought it was going to be like the movies, and it's all a game. There was a treaty made on October 10th of 1967. This treaty forms the basis of international space laws. It was also open to be signed by the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union. Although this treaty was in effect, it didn't prohibit military activities or weaponization of space. Space warfare is a very big deal in the U.S. China and Russia are all racing to build weapons for space. In October 1957, China had built the first anti-satellite weapon and tested it out on January 11, 1958, and caused an international uproar when it destroyed one of its own satellites. This was also the time when their space program was growing. In 2018, President Trump put $72.4 million into the Department of Defense for a Space Force. With him doing this, it puts our military in first for most advanced. Most people didn't know this, but they already have air-to-space missiles, which get shot from Earth and go into space and back down to Earth. This is one of the reasons why Trump wanted to invest in a Space Force. Now the thought of militarizing space isn't taken very serious because people think it would be millenniums before it actually happens, when it's a lot closer than we think. I honestly think that this is a good idea for advancing our military because it creates more of an uproar. But anyway, now we will be going back to Naisha Baker for more info.
Thank you, Blake. Nuclear weapons and space warfare, both topics that can drastically change the United States and the world, and modern technology. The United States has had a complicated history on nuclear weapons, and it seems like a complicated future with military space force. Thank you